Well, hello everybody. I'm Noemi Banchi, broadcasting from Springwood, Australia. And we are talking, thinking, analyzing about, today, the magic I am presence. And all this is in the book that you are seeing, Pillars of Metaphysics, by Rubén Cedeño. And the activity of today is within the second pillar of metaphysics. We already studied, work on the mentalism, which is part of the 7 universal principles, and now we are in the second pillar, which is the inner being. And when we talk about, the title is about I am. So in the first person, the verb to be in the present tense conjugates as I am. So here we are talking a little bit of grammar, a little bit of not spirituality, but interiority, a little bit of everything, because this is a comprehensive teaching. And the question, who are you? Have you asked yourself, who are you? Who am I? And if you have that answer, if you ever ask yourself, who are you? Probably you didn't get that answer so easy, or part of the answer. But today we are going to see the answer in more detail, and maybe some aspects that you weren't aware of yourself. Like for example, this is not new. Know thyself. The Greeks already say that this is an aphorism inscribed at the temple of Apollo in Greece. This is not new. What happened when you know about yourself? Well, a lot of answers, a lot of solutions is the key for all of the matters of life. People suffer because they don't know the answer for that question. People think that they want to fit somewhere because they don't know, so they try to copy someone else. And you are not being you. Your true self is your I am presence, which is internal, unifying, intelligent, inclusive, harmonious, truthful, healthy, prosperous, peaceful, and transformative. Your true self is discovered through self-study, what we are doing right now. I hope you are not just listening to this. I hope you are also inquiring in yourself or wondering, okay, let me think about this. Self-inquiry and meditation. Your true self is not the physical, vital, emotional, and mentally toxic, limited, defective, failed, ignorant, inharmonious, false, conflicted, and oppressive personality. So if I'm not of that, what? The question will be what I am. So you are the presence of God, individualized. This is what we said in previous activities about like a drop from the ocean with all the content of the ocean without being the ocean, but has the essence. So when we say that you are the presence of God individualized, I think the first question here is, okay, well, what or who is God? And it's not what we are seeing here. Thanks Michelangelo for all your work, but it is not God. This is Michelangelo's creation of Adam. Where is this fresco? Do you remember? Do you know? This is on the roof of the Capilla Sixtina in the Vatican City, near the St. Peter's Basilica. Well, we are talking in Italy. So, Michelangelo was a genius. He created this, and he painted God as a elderly, with beard, with hands, with feet, with clothes. But God is not an anthropomorphic being. This is another image of God. Is in San Stuan Basilica in Budapest, in Hungary. And just to show you some, but because religion always put the image of God outside somewhere, sitting on a cloud or standing on a cloud, with pointing or punishing someone if they have done something wrong. But here in metaphysics we study that we are God, or we are in essence part of God. And this is what Emmett Fox says: what you think of God, that God will be that for you or to you. So let's say that you were so you learned that God is God. You learned that God punishes. So you are afraid that God will punish you if you do something wrong. Well, God is not an anthropomorphic being. God doesn't get angry. Angry, yes. So if I am a God individualized, well, here is the answer. God is the being, the 7 universal laws or principles, and the 7 rays. When we say that God doesn't punish, no, God doesn't punish anybody. What you should be aware is the 7 universal laws. If, for example, someone kills a person, that person needs to learn that is not what you should do. and then they go to jail. Or if they abuse of someone or they misbehave, then they need to know that that is not correct, and they need to suffer, and they need to learn. But is God that punishes? No, He's the only person. Because there is the law of cause and effect. That many people know this as karma. So they say the car broke and then broke up, and then say, oh no, broke down, and then karma, bad karma. Karma can be good as well. All depends on the causes. But we already saw the laws. Now we are talking about the being. So the God as the being. And God as the being is the I am presence. The definition of I am. So I am is the first person of the verb to be. Is there any doubt? No doubt. When you say I am, you, and I put this when do you talk about, you most of the time talk about others, what others did, what others are doing, or what others will do. Oh no, this person did this, or that person didn't do this, and blah blah blah. So you're looking what others are doing, and then you talk. So you put your attention not in yourself, in others. Or when I was, so you talk about what you have done in the past. But God is not in the past. Or what are you going to do? Oh, I will do this or that. We, in metaphysics, we learn don't talk about your don't talk about your what's the word? Your projects. Why? Very simple. If you talk about something that you haven't done yet, most likely people will say to you, but you can't be bothered to do that. Let's say you want to buy a car. At this time, are you going to buy a car? Have you seen the I don't know, the situation, or have you seen this or that, or are you sure? Because I read this and I heard that, and people, whatever the intentions they might have, they put doubts on you, and then you don't get what you want. So we don't talk about what we have done, and we don't talk about what we are going to do, and we don't talk about others. And if we don't talk about anything, all of that, what are we going to talk about? Today we are going to talk about the I am. But this is the thing, the I am is not just a word, is the presence. So means that when you are present, you are fully present. I am is the name. So is a name, the name of the inner being or spirit within each human and the supreme being. It's the monad, the higher self, and the Father in heaven. If you are a religious person, you probably have heard about God, but you never heard about God as I am. Are you sure? Let me tell you something. Before I tell you that, I put this image because the Father, which I don't know if you know the Lord's Prayer, it says, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Well, and I put this image of a father with his son, the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, and to ask you, so what's your name? My name is Noemi Banchi. So I have the last name of my father, Mario Banchi. Now, and my father has certain characteristics. So my father and my mom, of course. So I got the name. There is a law of correspondence. As above, so below. If I, a human being, have the name of my father, in spirit is the same. I am, when I say I am, I'm using the name of my spiritual father, which is God. But not the anthropomorphic God. The God as I am presence or spirit, soul or consciousness, and the body or personality. St. Paul said, we are spirit, soul, and body. You are spirit. But the spirit, you see the image here, is that light, body of light. So the spirit is, what can you say about the spirit? Spirit is spirit. I can say the spirit is the opposite of matter. The matter will be your body, your personality, composed of mental, emotional, vital, and physical sheaths. And in the middle, you can see a lotus, a flower, lotus, or a triangle, and that is a representation of the soul, your soul, which is your consciousness. So your real you, the I am presence, is perfect. But the present doesn't know yet what the presence is. The body is not real. Your personality is not real, can change. So what you are in reality is that consciousness. As Saint Germain says, everything is consciousness and vibration. That consciousness is going to, also, how can I explain this? Okay, the I am presence is perfect and lives in that state of perfection. The presence, or God, if you want to call, doesn't get sick, doesn't lack any money or anything. It doesn't feel alone. It doesn't suffer for whatever other person says or does. So the presence is perfect. Now, there is the consciousness, which is the link between that perfection, the I am presence, and the body. Now right now, you are focused on just your personality. What I'm going to eat, where I'm going, or when I'm going to sleep, or with whom I'm going to sleep. I need to go to the gym. What else? Oh, I want to see this person, or I want to do this. I think I should do that. So it's all about your physical, your vitality, your emotions, and your thoughts. But this is just the part of you that is not real. Why? Because one day you are going to say to your body, thank you very much for your service, goodbye. And you are going to move on to the next step. And this is what happened with someone passed away, or in metaphysics, again, the lexic of metaphysics, in metaphysics, we don't say someone dies, because we recognize that only life exists. So someone passed away. So that consciousness is going to be the magnifying glass, that if it's looking like right now, we are talking about the I am presence. So if you are fully aware, fully focused on what we are saying here, you probably are more connected to the I am presence rather than your physical body. So you are not thinking right now if it's too hot, or if too cold, or if you are hungry, or if you are too full, or if you are asleep, or if you are very excited. So that is part of the personality. That's why it's so important to meditate, because that's the process to connect to the I am presence. But look, meditation is not just thinking of a song, or light a candle, or listen to music. Is to be alone, to be in a quiet place. It can be your room, and sit in a posture, and then start breathing. And there is a whole process that one day we are going to talk about, specifically meditation. The I am presence is perfect. But the I am presence needs this personality to learn, to manifest that perfection on earth, on the physical plane. Because the presence is in that perfection, in that state, but so it's like, let's say like this. You have a project in your mind. You want to paint something. To paint that is in your head, you need a pencil, brush, paint. So that brush is the personality. And the creation, what you create, what you do in that paper, let's say you are doing a paper, painting on the paper, then that is the manifestation of what you had in your mind. So in your mind is like, oh, that was perfect. And then you use your hand, and you use the pen, the brush, and the paints to create that. The same, the I am presence uses this body to manifest the perfection. Okay, but hang on. So why are you crying? Why are you angry? Why are you upset? Why are you suffering? If you are the I am presence, and the I am presence is perfect, there is no logic. Let me explain Why? Because I am is a decree. And what is a decree? Well, the Cambridge Dictionary says it's an official statement that something must happen. It doesn't say it might happen. If I say it slowly or faster, or it must. What you say after the I am, let's say you say, I am happy, a decree. So must happen. My question is, again, why that face? Face of a dog. Why? Because you are using the causation quadrant that Ruben explains. The causation quadrant is the power you use through your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions. The celestial causation quadrant is when you use this in a positive way. When you say, I'm happy, I am prosperous, I'm healthy. And the toxic one is when you use your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions in a negative way. For example, I don't have money, I have this disease, just to, not this disease, people emphasize that is my disease, like my headache, my cancer, my arthritis, etc., etc., etc. So they are using the causation quadrant to create. This is their painting. So that's what they are connecting with. And obviously that creation makes them suffer. The celestial quadrant is when you use in this way. I am goodwill. Who can raise their hand to say when they say, oh, I am goodwill? Do you say it? Do you feel like you are goodwill? I am intelligent. Do you think that you are intelligent? Do you feel that you are intelligent? Do you say it? Oh, if I say that I am intelligent, what other people will think? Will think that you are intelligent. Remember, the causation quadrant is thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. So you also not only say you are intelligent, you also need to be act intelligently. I am inclusive. How many people around you or yourself you hear saying, I am inclusive? Instead, do you want to know what I hear around myself? I hate broccoli, I hate this, I hate this weather, I hate that, I hate croissants. It's a very strong word. And you know what? They are not ashamed to say that. They just say it freely. Why cannot say, I am inclusive? And remember, it's not just saying the decree, because we are talking about the verb to be. I am inclusive. When I'm saying that I am inclusive, is that I don't separate between this person from this race and this another person from this another race just for the sake of the place where they were born, or the skin color, or the language they speak, or etc., etc., etc. I am beautiful. Do you say to yourself that I am beautiful when you look at yourself in the mirror? And it's not just saying, the decree is just one of the steps, and also it's all about, but I don't know how to say with obviously we are talking here, but saying I am beautiful is also implies also being beautiful. Like you are wearing colors, like colors of the rainbow: blue, yellow, pink, white, green, like today, green because it's Thursday, red or orange, and violet, like this. Beautiful is to make up your face or shave or cut your hair or brush your teeth and have a shower and smell good. That is I am beautiful. It's not just saying I am beautiful and then I have a shower once a month. I am healthy. Do you say that? I am healthy. And this is the thing. When you are, you don't say it. But if you want to manifest that, it's okay to say it to yourself. The way doesn't matter. You can whisper, I am healthy. I am healthy. You can shout, I am healthy. Or just say, I'm healthy. Or think I'm healthy. But connect with that. No. Instead, people like to talk about illness and they love to ask Dr. Google to ask, oh yes, what is this, what is that? Oh, in Google I researched and I found this. Oh yes, and to heal I need to cut my arm because I read on internet all the possibilities, all the conditions. Are you a doctor? Show me your degree. No. Who connects with health just by saying? And that's why it's magic. The magic I am presence. Why is magic? Because in metaphysics everything is simple, easy. Nothing is complicated. If you like complicated things, this is not for you. I am prosperous. Are you? Are you prosperous? When you have to pay a bill, you complain about the bill and say, oh, it's so expensive. Or just go and say, thank you, Father, I have the money. Thank you, it's already paid. It's on me. Today is on me. And being prosperous is not just saying I'm prosperous. It's about the verb to be. Is being prosperous is that think not just the physical ways that you can have money. It's just live as a prosperous person, because you might have your bank account full with a lot of money and still have the consciousness of limitation. Oh no, I need to save. Oh no, I need to go to the supermarket and buy only what is on special. And then, not only you, but the way that you speak is the way that you teach your kids. The other day I was talking with someone And the person was saying, look, I don't have money. And I said, well, that's a decree. And actually it's not true, because you might have money to pay the rent, the food, etc., etc. So if you say, sometimes slips through my lips the word don't say it, but I wish I could stop saying that. Don't say it, because you say whatever you want, but if you want to be prosperous, don't say those words, because remember the definition of a decree? That must happen. So if you really say you don't have money, it must happen. So I am prosperous is about being the consciousness of being prosperous. Do you want to tell you what is a consciousness of prosperity? When someone has no money to eat and they think, if I don't have money to eat or to buy food, it's because I'm not hungry. That is a consciousness of prosperity. Because God is prosperous. God is the prosperity everywhere. Is that the air in this room or in the room where you are? Can you ever lack of air? No, everywhere. The air is everywhere. Same with money. Money is everywhere. If you go to Western Australia or anywhere and you dig, what you find is gold, amethyst, emeralds, etc., etc., etc. And forgiveness. I am forgiveness. Do you want to heal? Forgive. Do you want to be prosperous? Forgive. That's the way. The decrees help. But we are saying that everything is consciousness and vibration. To be able to forgive, forgiveness is not saying sorry. Sometimes someone says, oh, sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I want to say, but why? Why are you saying sorry? Because the forgiveness is always going to work when someone is aware. If someone is playing the piano and they made a mistake, the teacher say, that is wrong, you should do this, this, this. What if they say, I'm sorry? What's going to happen? What do you think? Nothing. Just do it correctly, that's it. Now, most of the time, the forgiveness needs to be applied to oneself. So it's not like I have to forgive others. Most of the time, if not, I would say 99, is about forgiving ourselves. And when I said before about have you heard the name of God? And do you remember this? It's in the Bible. Who is? Moses. Yes. So Moses and the I am. When Moses asked God his name, he was in the Mount Sinai. God said, I am that I am. So the name of God is not John or Alexander. Is I am that I am. And that is a creator verb. God, remember when we said the Father and the Son, or the Father and the Daughter, it's okay, it's the same. So the Father, I am, is creator. We, the children, we are creators by using the causation quadrant: thought, feeling, words, and actions. I am that I am in Hebrew is Yod He Vav He, these 4 letters. And if you go to some churches like this, the St. Peter's church in Vienna, in Austria, you can see on the altar the inscription in Hebrew: I am what I am, the name of God. I am is synonym, is the same as saying or soham. And then we talk about the spirit, which is perfect. The consciousness is what you are thinking, putting your attention. And the personality is composed of 4 sheaths. And is the mental sheath. Some people don't care what they are. They care what the other thinks, or they care what they think. Just to give you an example, I was treating someone. I'm a physio, and I was with my patient, and I said to my patient, look, my patient was recovering from a injury. So he needed a walking stick just to help him to walk better until his leg is healed properly. So I said, look, you need to use the walking stick on the opposite hand so you can walk better. And he said, no, the stick on this side is better for me. I don't argue. If you think so, I leave it. I just say what is best, what I learned. I have all the explanation. He didn't ask me the explanation. I didn't give any explanation, because if people ask me, obviously I will give the explanation. He said, no, I was walking like that and I found it okay. Walk on your hands if you think so. Emotional. People identify to the emotions, and they feel upset if someone says something to them that they don't like. So they cry or they feel angry, and they are just emotions. Vital, your vitality, and your physical sheet. People are afraid of getting older, and they want to show that they are super young, although this is physical. This is your physical part. And like you are wearing today a nice pair of shoes, but one day those pair of shoes won't be suitable anymore because, I don't know, the heel came off or something and you need to change them. The same with the physical. But people identify themselves just with the physical, and if they see some gray hair, they suffer, or if they see some marks in their face, they suffer, and that affects them emotionally, mentally, and so on, and they are living with lies, so they are not really aware of what or who they are. This is amazing about metaphysics, because you say, oh wow, my hair is changing, perfect, but I'm not my hair. The other day someone came to the office and very, very sad because their partner passed away. And I said, okay, could be your partner, could be your father or your son, any person, any loved one. And I said to them, look, think of themselves. So I said to the person, think of that person that you lived with for X years. And remember all the moments you lived with them. Because all the moments are within you. And where you are, the person is with you. You cannot separate yourself from that person. Now, you are suffering because you miss the person. You know that you're not going to speak with that person anymore, or you're not going to see the person anymore, or you're not going to be able to touch, give a kiss or a hug to the person anymore. But if you know that the person is not just the physical body, but the spirit, in spirit, we all are one. That's why we said that the spirit is unifying. If you don't get along with someone and makes you the worst of you out, like, this person makes me so angry. Why? Is because that person is showing you some part of yourself that you try to project in others, but it's just your emotions. See? When you know about yourself, all the questions are solved, all the issues are solved, and the ultimate end is to live happily in a perfect state. This sounds like Disney, I know. And things still will happen, I know. But you will be you. And that's what matters. So, when all of this personality is trying to take control, you are going to say, you have no power. To that thought that keeps you awake at night, you have no power. To that feeling of, the feeling you have at the moment, obviously can be negative, obviously. Fear, can be angry, you can be upset, you can be anxious, depressed, all the emotions, you have no power. If your physical aspect is making you suffer at the moment because it's changing and you don't want to, but it's physical, it's going to change anyway, you have no power. So you are the consciousness there. And look at this. Look at Saint Germain. So Saint Germain is the avatar of this age of Aquarius. And he says, you cannot make steady progress if you give power to anything but your mighty I am presence. The magic I am presence. And why is magic? Because it's easy. You know, when someone shows you that, like work like magic, you said, oh, but this was magic. Magically solved. The I am presence is magic. And magic is one of the aspects of the seventh ray, violet ray. Saint Germain says, whatever you think and feel, you bring into form. So we said, he simplified here the causation quadrant is what we think, we feel, we say, and what we do. Where your attention is, there you are. Whatever you meditate upon, you become. So the more you put your attention towards your I am presence, to that perfection, the rest will disappear. And that's the middle way that also Gautama explained about the middle way. Today is the day of salvation. So today, from now on, start focusing on the I am presence, and whatever happened around you is just temporary. It's going to finish one day. And Delia, who is Delia Galinger? My mom. My mom always says, don't leave for tomorrow what you can do today. And this is a decree we can say together. I am the only power, the only presence, the only activity. Know what the I am means. Don't think like, but just listening to this, you are going to know. Is your process. Know what it is to you. Know what the I am presence is to you, and know what it can do. So know what your I am presence, the magic I am presence, can do. Thank you. See you next time.